This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, there he is, the one and only Manny Navarro. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
I'm doing great. Oh, how are you?
Very good, sir. Cannot complain. Sad note, bro. Ray Lewis's son. I mean, you and I are fathers too, and I mean that's the last thing you want to. You need to check out before your kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's I saw that yesterday, and man, sad story, dude. What sucks.
Yeah, unfortunate. 28 years old. So another one of these tragedies of somebody dying far too young. Obviously, we don't know the circumstances of what happened to pass away at that age, but hopefully we'll get some answers here. I know, when he signed with Miami, there was a lot of excitement. Of course, Ray Lewis III, right? You're gonna have the son of a legend on campus. Unfortunately, his career at Miami didn't really pan out. He ended up transferring, I think, to Coastal Carolina first, and then Virginia Union and HBCU. So sad story, as you said. Unfortunate that that a young man at that age is no longer with us.
It's I saw that and it's like way too young to go, man. Way too young. You got a lot of time left, man. What a shame. All right, recruiting wise, I think it's a safety they just picked up, right?
It's actually a tight end.
Tight end. That's right. Tight
Yeah,
end yesterday. I saw
Elijah
that.
Lofton, the number one player in the state of Nevada, out of Bishop Gorman. So remember Brevin Jordan, the tight end who came out of same high school.
Mhm.
He's not as big as Brevin. He's a little smaller, 6'2", 220, but really unbelievable athlete.
Same.
Um,
Isn't that the same high school that produced some quarterback that went to Ohio State and then came here?
Tate Martell as well, but we're
Okay.
only going to remember Brevin Jordan because Tate
Okay, you
Martell didn't have
sure
much
this
of a career at
isn't the
Miami.
Tate Martell of tight
Tate,
ends that we're recruiting, right?
yes, he's not the Tate Martell of tight ends. Bubba Bolden, by the way, the same high school, right? The safety.
That's right.
Um, But yeah, it's a good win for Mario. Second blue chip recruit in this class in terms of the 247 sports composite ratings, which combine everybody, all the services. So second 4-star that they get. I've talked to you about it ad nauseum. It's not easy recruiting the second full recruiting cycle when you come off a 5-7 season. So this was a recruiting win. This kid was interested in Texas quite a bit. I think Arizona State, his home school, they're close by. Nevada, that was recruiting him pretty hard. So I think it was a good win, and he's a guy that's going to be used all over the field. If you watched any high school football action, national high school football action last year, because ESPN does show quite a few games, and so do some of the other major TV stations now. He played against Hollywood Chaminade. Hollywood Chaminade was a 4-time defending state champion. Scored 5 touchdowns against Hollywood Chaminade, and Gorman blew out Hollywood Chaminade. I think it was 49-14 was the score, but he was a stud. He scored 4 rushing touchdowns. Kid can be used in a lot of different capacities, and I know the coaching staff is really excited that they got him.
Cameron Pruitt, another guy.
Yeah, that was last week. Cameron Pruitt. He's a safety that they are converting to linebacker. A guy that has the kind of a body, 6'3". I think he's close to 200 pounds. Super fast. Had close to 100 tackles last year. I think he finished with 99 tackles last year at his high school. Highly productive. The kind of guy that you need to cover tight ends that can play in the box and play sort of that striker position in Lance Guidry's defense. So I think an excellent pickup for Miami. Both of those guys, both of them off of recruiting visits the previous weekend. So they had 14 kids here. Most of them were blue chippers. And this weekend they're going to have another 5 or 6 visiting. And so again, important to make a good impression. I try to tell people, I counted the stats. Last year over their summer visits, I think they only signed 33% of the guys that ended up visiting over the summer. So it's not just getting them to visit now, it's getting them to follow through in October and November, come back for a game and continue the recruitment process. So you can get these guys on campus. It's just not easy to sign them. But we will see. I think in the end, they have a good season. They go 8 or 9 wins. and people see some real improvement between the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, I think you're going to see some kids be inspired to want to come be a part of this program.
Well, I got to ask you now because you're doing some Heat coverage too at the same time, and
Yeah.
I've been talking about this. And you look at I'm looking right now at your athletic page, and it says Navarro. When these finals end, Pat Riley needs to go get Dane Lillard, and I
Yes.
agree with you completely. In fact, I've said it already to this point. I know Bradley Beal might be another option there. Bradley Beal doesn't really, as the late
No.
great Mad Dog, rest in peace. He doesn't make my toes tingle. After watching him for several years on a bad team, I'm not convinced he's a dog. Whereas Dane Lillard, I know, is a son of a buck.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna cut your heart out, and I think that's what this Heat team needs. They need a number one. They don't have a number one. I think he would be a better scorer than Jimmy, and it will allow Jimmy to be more himself, and he doesn't have to really carry the offense as much. I think Dane would be beautiful for this offense. Do you agree Dane is the guy? And maybe Bradley Beal, yeah, you can acquire him, but I think it's still kind of questionable if it makes you even a contender.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me, because when I wrote that column right after the Game 4 loss, I had a lot of people calling me an idiot in the comment section. There's no way this will happen. There's no way it'll happen, blah, blah, blah. And it may not. There may only be a
Don't worry
whatever.
about it, bro. I was called many more things that were worse than that when I said Flo was going to get fired in the middle of a winning streak. So it's all
Yeah.
right. Don't worry about it.
Well, I look. I think I don't know what percentage of chance that it's going to end up happening. Portland has to decide ultimately what they're going to do. They have the number 3 pick here. They're trying to build, sort of rebuild around Dame, and smartly so. I mean, I wouldn't let that guy go if I were them. I think he's a special player. He's a number 3 scorer in the league this past year. Yes, he's going to turn 33 years old, but the reality is, he's the kind of guy, to me, he's kind of Steph Curry light, right? I mean, that's what he
Yes.
is. He's that kind of a talent. And if I'm Pat Riley, I'm moving heaven and earth to get that guy, because that's what they need. They were last in the league in scoring this past year. And you go back to these NBA finals, and even before that, even against Boston at times, when Jimmy can't score, this offense goes kaput. And you can't rely on Bam Adebayo to be that guy. And
It's
and
not.
and if the
He's not that
3-point
guy
shooters aren't, what's that?
because Bam's not that guy.
He's
That's
not.
why
He's
you
not a
can't.
scorer. He's not. He can get you 20 points, but it's going to be 20 points on 15 or 16 or 17 shots, with like 8 of them being dunks. That's
Right.
how he's going to get his points. He's not going to be a real threat, and a possession guy that you can just, hey, we need a bucket here, Bam, go get it for us. That's Dame Lillard. That's what Miami needs. And I think the one thing you have to realize, if you're a Heat fan, it's a really small window right now you have to win a championship, because Jimmy's going to turn 34. We saw how beat to shit his body was at the end of those finals, and they need a guy who can take over a game. It's not going to be Duncan Robinson, it's not going to be Max Strus, it's not going to be Gabe Vincent. Those guys are awesome in Heat uniforms in Eric Spoelstra's role-playing system. They are not guys that are going to win you a championship being the number 1 scorer on a team. And so you need to go out and get that. And Pat needs to use whatever resources he has to get it done, because this is it. Once Jimmy kind of hits that Kyle Lowry phase, it's
over.
over. It's
Yeah.
over. You're not going anywhere. You are barely a playoff team.
And by the way, he'll hit it a lot faster if you keep him in this position, because they have failed miserably to get another star. And look, you've 4 years, you've gotten to 3 conference finals and 2 titles. If you would have gotten that star, you might have won one of those titles, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe the 3rd trip to the conference finals last year, maybe that becomes the 3rd trip to the finals if you would have found that star. So I'm with you. You need to find that star in now this offseason, because I don't think Jimmy has more than a year or 2 left. After that, I think that body is going to break down. He can't play a whole regular season. That's why you're an 8 seed, because he's missing 1/4 of the season. So if he's going to miss 1/4 of the season, you need another star there to carry your team so you don't lose, some of those games, and it kills you in the standings. And so that, to me, it's imperative that you get
Yeah.
another horse right away this offseason.
Yeah, and I think some of the fans saying, "Well, look, Dame is going to be 33 years old this year." It's a different type of game that he plays compared to Jimmy. He's not going up there, fighting for rebounds in the paint, putting his body through a bunch of punishment. He's out there hitting threes from half court, and just drilling big shot after big shot, coming off of screens and hitting buckets. It's a different game that he's playing than Jimmy Butler.
And pick
Dame
and roll
Lillard,
with Bam. Oh my
oh yeah,
God, he'd kill it, dude.
yeah.
Kill it.
Dame Lillard, I think, gives you a chance to win two championships in a row with Jimmy and Bam. Those next 2 years, you have that small 2-year window where I think you'd have a chance to win a championship. Obviously, it would put Miami in a tough position. You'd have to replace a lot of role players, but that's what this organization does. I like Highsmith. I think Highsmith, you could put him in the starting lineup and he'd be very, very good for you. And a guy that contributes quite a bit. So there's ways to replace guys, and the Heat do it seemingly better than anybody else in the league. And why not make that trade now when you've got that opportunity?
Amen. I'm with you. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. What are you working on The Athletic so folks can check you out?
Yeah, look, a lot of college football recruiting stories, obviously, and there will be more of it here over the summertime. I know people are starting to look forward. Hey, what is everybody else in the ACC going to look like in terms of competition for Miami? So there'll be some ACC stories. Plenty of fun off-season reads. My buddy Ari Wasserman is over at the Elite 11 in California. Miami just recently offered Trevor Jackson, who's a kid out of the Orlando area that I wrote about a few months ago when he first got his invite. Very under-recruited, very under-the-radar guy, but he's turning heads left and right over there. Still looking for a school. I know some Miami fans are disappointed in the commitment. Judd Anderson, he's a very low-rated 3-star player. Well, Trevor is really rising up the quarterback ranks, and I'm interested to see if Miami can get him on campus. So we'll be following that story as well.
All right, good stuff. And follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, have a great weekend and happy Father's Day, my brother. Appreciate you.
Same to you, my brother. Hope you get a chance to enjoy Sunday with the family. I know I will. It's going to be a good weekend.
Be nice, relaxing at home. That's plan,
right.
Stan.
That's the plan.
All right, man. Be good.
Take care, brother.
You got it. There you go. Appreciate you. And, it's the family. You want to go out? Oh, man, I just want to be home and relax, dude. I don't need you. I don't need anything fancy. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good relaxing at home with the family and the dogs. And that's it. By the way, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Go see my friends at Canes, where Brett does an amazing job. Jeff, all the great people out there, man. Just amazing service. They've got almost anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. They've got Dolphins gear. They've got Panthers gear. InterMiami gear, get that messy jersey, all of that, baby. They've got it at Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com. You can order online, and if you order over $99, you'll get free shipping. So if you don't live close to Caneswear, you can't drive, or you live out of state, go to caneswear.com, man. You're going to check it out. They got over 100 different Canes t-shirts. It's crazy, all the amount of stuff that they have, and they're constantly adding all the time. So check it out at caneswear.com.
If you're
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.